Quick disclaimer, I received this copy of Demon Slayer thanks to SEGA and I'm incredibly grateful to have received it. However, this review won't be affected by this. All thoughts and feelings about this game are 100% my own, and also this review will have zero spoilers, so you're free to watch it without spoiling yourself on the story or anything like that. Once again, thank you so much to SEGA. Demon Slayer, the Hinokami Chronicles. This is a game we waited for quite some time, my friends. The spiritual successor to the Ultimate Ninja Storm franchise itself is here. Now, as you know, of course, this game is developed by CyberConnect 2, which again are the developers behind the successful aforementioned Ninja Storm series. And the publisher, obviously, for this game is SEGA. I've been incredibly excited for the release of this game for quite some time, and let me tell you, it truly does not disappoint. Something that I believe is quite fresh is the way you learn to play this game as you get into it, because, like I said, as soon as you start the game up, you get thrown straight into the story itself, but the way the tutorial works, I think, it's quite genius. You learn to play this game alongside Tanjiro Kamado, who is the protagonist, as he learns to wield his blade against Sabuta, who is training and teaching him. Now, alongside Tanjiro, as he learns to hone his skills, you also learn to play the game, which I think is quite a nice touch. Now, also, if you have a keen eye, you will notice as soon as your attacks start connecting, that you actually leave battle damage on the battlefield, and I truly think that this itself is an incredible detail that many of the current anime games are just simply missing, because in many games you throw a giant attack and then that battle damage on the ground just simply evaporates, it just disappears. However, in this game it just stays behind on the battlefield, and all of a sudden the impact that your character has on the stage suddenly feels more powerful as a result of this, and it's simply way more immersive. Now, let me go over the controls really quickly. I've spent quite a few hours in this game. Currently I have over a day played, obviously, as I got a review copy, so I've got quite a good understanding and feeling of this gameplay, and I will say it feels incredibly smooth. The square button is light attack, you use circle to chase dash, and if you use the left stick and move it in any direction while pressing circle, you will do a quick step to, dodge attacks. You just move left, right, just dodge. The triangle button itself is your skill, and you use R1 to guard. You can also combine the left stick with triangle to do different skills, and if you press triangle while holding R1, you will expend more energy, but you will do an attack that you can also combo. It is very similar to the Ninja Storm series, but at the same time it is different in this way, because the gameplay is very similar, but at the same time it plays completely differently. You use completely different buttons, and I think that's very, very nice. Now, in the story, this game has quick time events that are activated upon defeating the boss enemy. What I've personally noticed with these is that they're quite short and quick to the point. Now, of course, again, I do compare this game a lot to the Ninja Storm series, and I think that's okay, since they are by the same developer, and also shows that in the quick time events, which are quite a marvel to look at, the graphics and everything is incredible. Here you will notice the game's anime graphics, like I just said, it will completely blow you away, because the game is 3D, but looks on par, and I dare say even better than the anime at times. Because if you compare it to other games, some other games don't look anything like anime games, or, the anime they're based on, which Demon Slayer's completely nailed. It looks one-to-one to the anime. It's just incredible to look at, and it gives me goosebumps personally every single time. I would change nothing about the quick time events personally, because they're quick and to the point, just like Tanjiro's attacks. Incredibly effective, and yeah. And the Ultimate Ninja Storm games, the quick time events sometimes take a while, but however, that just adds to the gameplay. Now, on the topic of these graphics and gameplay, I want to add that currently this game runs at 30 FPS, which is a fine cinematic experience. However, we will have an update shortly upon release that will add 60 FPS to the game to make it even more smooth. Now, of course, let me talk about some things in the story mode itself. During the story mode, it was a nice surprise to see a variety of different demon characters during encounters while you're on your way through the chapter itself. Because you're hunting a main demon, right? So these are some sort of underlings or just fodder characters that you fight. It truly shows the dedication CyberConnect had to not reuse assets and truly immerse you in this experience, because personally I haven't really noticed any other character that looked identical. So that's a really nice detail. Now this game has an awesome gimmick out of Tanjiro's incredible keen sense of smell that manifests in the game itself. You basically push a button and you can follow the scent of the demon you're hunting, and it manifests itself visually as a red trail, and this can also be used to, you know, find your way around the map itself to where you're meant to go without it feeling overly gimmicky and like it's holding your hand. Now this again I can't help but compare to Ultimate Ninja Storm 2, which I actually played very recently, and you could also freely move from one place to another. However, in this game it's just limited to the chapter itself, which is completely fine because, you know, you're meant to just move through the story, you're not supposed to go backwards, you know. The stages themselves are incredibly easy to navigate, and there's also some hidden goodies that you find through the stage itself that manifests itself. Basically, these are just goodies that you unlock as customizations for your card, which is your online battle card. So you get basically images and quotes and things like that, but you can also unlock characters through that as well. During these exploration sections, you also have side quests like saving others or just telling them to go home during nighttime to be safe. However, personally, there's a minor complaint that I do have. It does feel a bit lackluster in a sense, which, you know, really can't be helped, because during chapter 2, I did find it a bit funny that everyone just listened to Tanjiro, even when they objected on going inside since it was nighttime. They'd object, and then instantly in their next sentence they'd be like, okay, I'm out. So, you know, it's just a minor nitpick. It's really not a big deal, but it's just the thing I wanted to point out. Now, the character roster in this game is pretty decent. Currently, however, we have no demons playable, and to some people this might be a turnoff, but before that is a turnoff, just hear me out. We only have Demon Slayers right now, but there will be a total of 3 post-launch DLC that will be free. You don't have to pay anything for it, and all of these DLC will add 2 playable characters for free. And on top of that, in the first update that we will be getting for this game, we will have Akaza and Rui added. So, you know, there we go. But we'll have some demons. Now, as a way to conclude this, I truly recommend this game to any previous fan of the Storm games, or that's an anime fan in general and wants to dip their toes in a wonderful game. This game has a huge amount of content in the story mode. The game is visually incredible. You obviously have versus matches, you can fight players online, which is going to be really, really fun. I personally haven't done that, so I can't really tell what the netcode is like, but if it's anything like a story game, it should be fine. And also there are many tiny details that I didn't have the time to cover due to the time limit and also the embargo itself. So, and that's just how it is, you know, that's just embargoes. Now the OST itself during pivotal moments will give you goosebumps and immerse you even further. This game was an incredible look into the demon slaying world that goes beyond the anime itself. In the sense of graphics, it is perfect. It truly won't disappoint unless you have an issue with the current roster, which again will be updated in the future. Now, I give Demon Slayer the Hinokami Chronicles a big 9.5 out of 10. Once again, thank you very much, SEGA, for allowing me a review copy. It's been a pleasure, and I will see you in the multiplayer, my friends. Have an amazing day, and just enjoy the demon slaying. Peace.